fun to be around. I mean, we have a blast when we work. So why not everybody have a blast being around us? The systems that we run, what we do offensively, defensively, is fun to watch, fun to be a part of, fun to play in. Recruits are going to enjoy what we do, but the fans in the stands are going to enjoy it as well. I'm going to tell you right now, don't go get something to drink in the middle of a series or you're going to miss the whole thing. You better go during media timeouts because we're going to play faster than anybody else in the country on offense. So it is going to be an enjoyable, fun Saturday afternoon in a packed house with these guys working to win games. I talk about fast, physical, and fun all the time. We need to recruit speed. We've got to be fast. We've got to train fast. But we're also going to run a fast tempo pace of offense. We've done that over the last 20 years. We've been good at it everywhere we've been. We're going to continue that tradition here. So again, don't leave your seats. You need to be right there. As the ball is being snapped, the ball's going to be in there. We'll be very balanced. But we got to be physical. As pretty and as fun as some of the offenses are in the country to watch, at the end of the day, he mentioned blue collar. You must be blue collar, tough, physical to win championships. You got to run the ball and stop the run. Doesn't matter how it all looks. You can wrap it in a different wrapper, that's fine, and we do. But at the end of the day, we've got to be the toughest, most physical, most violent team on the field on game day. And that's how we'll build our program. And it'll start in the offseason on January 19th when the guys show up. So I hope they're ready. That's what I told them when I met with them the other day. And again, fun, exciting. Exciting for the players, exciting for recruits, exciting for the fans, the alumni, those that can be here, those that be watching it on TV. We want a product you're proud of that you love being a part of. And if we play fast enough, if we play physical enough, and we put an exciting product on the field, we're all going to grow. We're all going to be proud to wear the logo, and we'll look up a few years down the road and no telling where we're at. But that's how we're going to build this thing. Probably the most exciting part for me right now is the staff that I'm going to be able to assemble here. They've given me a pool where I can go out and hire some of the best coaches in the country. And the list of people that want to be a part of the staff is very, very long. And I have been very deliberate and very intentional about how I put this staff together. I think we talk about the things that I've done, my accolades. I'm only as good as the people that work around me. I have gotten here because of the guys that have lifted me up and worked their tails off to get me here. And some of those guys are with me today. We're going to have people that bring great systems, great teachers, great just experience throughout all levels, Power 5 and below, going to be on the staff. We're going to have great people, great husbands, great fathers, people that you'll enjoy being around in the community, people you would love to have your kids play for, people that are going to treat them with compassion, love them, care, and teach them. But maybe the biggest thing, and maybe more important this day and age than ever before, it's going to be one of the most diverse staffs in the country. It is going to be diverse in every way, cultural, racial, just every background possible. I want to have represented on our staff, just like is represented in our locker room. And with all this going on in our country, obviously for hundreds of years, but what's been at the forefront in our country over the last couple of years and recent months? We talk about being a change and showing a change and doing things differently. The only way to do that is be an example and step up and actually do it. And I'm not absolutely certain, but I think I'm close. We may be the only team in the country that will have minority leadership as a head strength coach, as the offensive coordinator, and the defensive coordinator positions. All three positions will be held by minority coaches. And basically every cultural background, every ethnic and racial background will be seen on our staff as well when you look from top to bottom. I want our kids in the locker room to know I'm not just talking about equality, not just talking about inclusion, not just talking about cultural equality and bringing everybody to the same page. And diversity, I want them to see it. And that means I have to step up and do it. And every piece of our staff is being put together that way. And that's, to me, that just excites me that we can do that here, and they've given me the opportunity to bring those guys in. There'll be some guys retained in different areas, but there'll be a lot of new faces. I've got a few of them here today, just real quickly. I want to introduce a couple of them. Dave Roberson will be the Director of Player Personnel. He came with me, spent 7 years with me at Arkansas State, did a great job, has spent time at Penn State. We were together at Southern Miss as well. So he'll be responsible for helping us build the recruiting base and the personnel of our football team, because it's all about recruiting and development. We want to win championships, it's the recruiting and development. Kyle Cephalo will be coming in coaching wideouts. He'll be the pass game coordinator. Kyle's also coming from Arkansas State, been with me for basically the last 7 years. If you look at our wide receiver numbers and our pass game numbers, this year finished third in the country. The last couple years, Biletnikoff Award finalists and guys going to the NFL, wideouts are going to want to play for that guy right there. Next to him is Nick Perimsky. Nick Perimsky will handle our special teams duties. He was with me the last few years there at Arkansas State as well. Done a great job on the defensive side of the ball. Ethan Morris, right next to him. Ethan Morris is a young guy on his way up that did basically everything I asked him to do. And he's one of those guys that I started thinking about when that plane's going to take off, how in the world am I going to leave this guy behind? He doesn't really know what he's going to do for me, and I don't really know what he's going to do for me yet, but we're going to figure it out as we go. I know this. Whatever I ask him to do, he'll do it better than I would have done it myself. And that's why I want him here. The last guy really needs no introduction because everybody knows what he looks like and knows what he did. It makes me absolutely fired up to bring home one of your very own, one of the best players to ever play out in that stadium. I mean, when you can talk about bringing back somebody that everybody in the community, we went to eat the other night and everybody recognized him. And I want to take a picture with him. Mr. Chucky Keaton will come back, be coaching with us on offense at either the running back or tight end position. And when I called Matt Wells about potentially hiring him, he could not stop talking about what kind of coach he is going to be in his career and his future is just unbelievable. And when I called him, the excitement that I heard from his voice just made me even more excited. This is perfect. It's been great to have him in the room already. And the way the kids are going to respond to him, the way the community responds to him, and the Aggie Nation responds to him is one of the biggest steps of us getting right back where we all want to be. Bringing back one of your own is always huge. Last thing I'll say, guys, again, I'm beyond excited. If you can't tell that out of my energy, then I'm not doing a great job this morning. I'm beyond excited for the opportunity to be the head coach here. I love to just think about the possibilities of what God's got in store for us moving forward. Just what can we achieve? What can we do here that's never been done before? How long will it take? I don't know. How much work? Doesn't matter. We're going to do it. Think big. Dream big. Expect big. And everybody roll up their sleeves together with us. I can't do this. We can't do this by ourselves. Anybody that's watching, anybody that loves this place, it's going to take us on. We're going to jump in together. It's going to take us on. But we can do something special. We can do something, even build on the tradition and history of the past. What's next? What can we do next? That's what fires me up. Can't wait to see it. I know guys got some great things in store. We can't wait to get on the ground running January 19th when the guys roll back in and get to work in the weight room. All season out here, spring ball and seeing people show up. Hopefully COVID's not still keeping us in Zooms and face masks. But I say this, I look forward to Saturdays next fall with a packed house, with the sun shining behind the mountains, and the ball being thrown in the air, and guys flying around hitting people when they got it. I look forward to it. I can't wait to do it. I'm proud to be here. Go Aggies.
Absolutely. That's all.
Any questions, Coach?
You know, ask questions, okay?
Coach, over the last decade, the same recruiting blueprint has been employed. How is that going to change under your leadership?
Well, I mean, we're kind of locked into where we are in terms of the foundation of the recruiting area. And so part of putting together staff will be to strategically attack those areas. Guys that have West Coast ties, guys that are local ties, cultural ties as well, Polynesian, Mormon ties. We're going to get into Texas some, where I'm from, where Chucky's from. Obviously, one of your best players is from Houston. So, I mean, we're not just going to pick this place up and move it. But I think strategically what we will do is the approach that we take, my active approach to recruiting. I need to be the best recruiter out of any head coach in the Mountain West and the best recruiter out of any head coach in the country. I think one place that just has not been utilized a lot here recently is the Kansas Junior Colleges, and that's something that we had a tremendous amount of success. If you look back at some of the best players we've had in the last 10 years, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, first all-team conference players at a lot of different positions, and NFL players beyond. That is an area that we think we found value that you don't see on the roster right now. So that might be the one change, I think, but the way we approach recruiting is probably the biggest change.
Hey, Coach Anderson. Jason Turner from the Herald Journal.
Just how did that first meeting go with the team on Saturday? What concerns did they express to you, and how confident are you that you got off to the right foot with them?
I'm very confident, just based off the feedback that I've gotten from the guys in the last few days, is I think they could tell that I was very sincere about wanting to listen to any issues that they felt like they've had. Obviously, we've all read the reports here recently, just some of the issues that maybe they felt like weren't listened to. I can't affect the past, I can only affect the future, and I made it very clear. My plan, as I just did with you guys, about what I want to do with the staff, what I want our building to be like, and how I'm going to approach work every day. I don't expect those guys to trust me anytime soon. I know that's going to take a while, and I'm perfectly fine. I was the 5th head coach in 5 years. Those guys didn't trust me until they knew I wasn't going to leave right after the very last game of the season. So I understand this process is going to take a while, and we're okay. We're going to be patient with them. What we got to do is be consistent. If we'll come to work every day and be the right kind of people and treat them the right kind of way, that stuff will build. But I like the first step. I like the way the body language and the energy was in the room, and I like the response that I've gotten from them. So I think we're on as good a first step as we could be considering the circumstances, but we're not going to let this define us. We're going to define what that program is going to be on how we act every day.
Hi, Coach. Dan Hubbard from KACH Radio. You talked about being fast and physical. It almost sounds like a return to the Matt Wells era.
Well, I love Matt Wells to death, but no offense, we're going to play faster. And we're going to be physical. He did a great job, and he does still. I know he's got some challenges going on in Lubbock right now, but y'all know he's a great coach. It's a little different. There are some of the air raid principles in our offense, but we have continued to progress and move in a little bit further and take it a little bit further. And as you'll see, I think you'll see some similarities, but the tempo, the run game, and especially the spacing and splits that we'll use will look a little bit unique.
Hey, Coach Anderson. Jacob Nielsen, Utah Statesman, the student paper here on campus. You talked a lot about how you want your team to be tough and blue collar. How do you instill that culture into this place and into your guys?
Well, number one, it starts in the recruiting process. We got to identify those guys in recruiting that are willing to be that kind of guy. I mean, if you know that in recruiting, then they just don't fit us. If they're that kind of guy, then we want to recruit as many as we can. I think the second place you affect it, and maybe the most effectively, is in the offseason with your strength staff. I would love to tell you who my strength coach is going to be, but out of respect for him finishing up with the bowl team, I won't. I can promise you this. I've seen the buildings he's been a part of. I've seen the product he's put on the field. We will be tough. We will play hard and fast, and we will get to the ball in a bad mood. All right, and those guys spend 80% of their time with the strength staff. Well, the rules are built today, and the dead periods of recruitings, and then the opportunities that they tell coaches you can't coach. The strength staff, they never tell the strength staff they can't be with them. They are going to play like my head strength coach and his staff. And I promise you, I have more confidence in the guy that's coming than anybody else in the industry. And he's done a phenomenal job. And once we announce him and you see his track record, I think you'll understand why I'm excited about having him.
Any other questions? John, back to you.
Is that it? Wow, you guys are easy. I took it easy over there. Thank y'all so much, guys. Appreciate you.